Yeah. Whoa, we're on the inside now. Down the bottom, there's the rudder. Right, let's go up there. These are the tea chests that they bring back from China. You think it would sink with a big hole in it like this, wouldn't you?
Up and left.
That's all the tea chests up there.
People will go, I can't see where the letter is. I can't see where it is. Where the Easter eggs, you got to find them. Up to the left. So, it's where you have to go down and it's past the lift here. So if you just go past the lift and then look up to the left there, you see it straight away.
These are all the tea chests. Probably could have gotten an awful lot of tea in here actually.
Yeah, they're showing it from.
Yeah.
Welcome on board Cutty Sark. You're sitting in the lower hold, the main cargo space for the ship. Built by John Willis to serve the China tea trade in 1869, Cutty Sark went on to become known as the fastest ship in the world. Her speed was thanks to the sleek design of her hull, as well as her huge sail area. The white iron structure you can see around you is original, as 90% of the ship's wooden hull planks also date back to her working life as a Victorian cargo ship. Down here, in the lower hold, and on the tween deck above, 10,000 tea chests were loaded in China and brought back to London. A cargo that would be worth £18.5 million today, enough to make more than 200 million cups of tea. But Cutty Sark was driven out of the tea trade by the arrival of steamships, so she was sent to Australia from 1883 to collect wool instead. Every voyage she loaded enough wool to make 1.25 million woolly jumpers. Cutty Sark was famous across the world for her record-breaking passages. Her fastest recorded speed was 17.5 knots, around 20 miles per hour. She would take her wool cargo from Sydney to London in just 73 days, often travelling 300 miles in a single day. Averaging just 26 men, the ship's crew lived up on the main deck. Some were as young as 14 years of age, but they really made Cutty Sark truly fly, especially under the watch of Captain Richard Woodgett, master from 1885 to 1895. Cutty Sark travelled to ports right across the world and carried cargo of every type, from tea to wool, coal to cocoa beans, pianos to paper, and shoes to shark bones. Over her 52 years of service, Cutty Sark sailed 957,995 nautical miles. That's the same as going to the moon and back 2.5 times. In 1922, on her way to Lisbon, the ship was spotted in Falmouth by Captain Dowman, a retired sea captain who paid over the odds to buy Cutty Sark and restore her as a sail training ship, securing her survival into the 20th century. Since 1957, Cutty Sark has been open to visitors in Greenwich. A major conservation project to treat her fragile structure began in 2006, and despite a terrible fire the following year, the vast majority of her original structure survives. In her heyday, Cutty Sark was the fastest ship afloat. A much-loved icon of London, today she remains one of the most famous ships in the world.
But you certainly get a good view from up here. Look at those sails, are amazing. Up we go. Wow. Let's have a look round. There's the River Thames. Another boat coming up from central London. So they go up and down all day. Right, so we're up on the top deck now, and this is where people used to live because I wanted all the room downstairs for the tea. So there's the galley. Crikey, this is the carpenter's very small workshop, bless him, or her. It was obviously a him. And that's the crew's sleeping quarters. We're going to have a look inside. Crikey. They've got a giant draft set for some reason. They can't have a small shelf set, but I don't know. But yeah, these are quite small, aren't they? But interesting enough, not hammocks. Beds. 2, 4, okay. What's next door? Shall we have a look? Oh, that's just the... Oh! And here's the facilities, the toilet. Oh, I think we use it to put some water through it to clean it out. And that's the dinner, that's the mobile catering. Should we go and have a look at the front? It would be quite hard to launch these lifeboats in a storm if your ship was sinking. This. Oh, this is a sail maker. That's the sail maker. Oh, I suppose he needs a bit of room to make his sails. I think we need to go down that side for the door. Maybe the entrance is in the front. Oh, there's a bit more up here. Crikey. It's amazing the size of this wheel. Okay, should we go downstairs? Be careful you don't trip. This is the captain's cabin. I suppose this is like the captain's office, but also would have their food. Ooh, another toilet. That is a quite nice little fireplace for them.
You could hear the sea roaring and through them the ice cracking, sometimes like thunder, at other times like cannon, and often like a sharp rifle report, and yet could not see them. At 1 p.m, the top of an iceberg was seen.
That's the second mate.
We believe was ice. It looked like a streak.
And this is their kitchen.
Then we could see the ice a few feet down.
And the
We
first
could not
mate.
see the bottom. It was up at an angle of 45 degrees. We were only
And this is the steward who'd look after them.
So it would be 1,000 feet high. It had a circular top, but we could not see the ends. A few minutes later, another was under the bows. We only hear the
Okay, I hope you enjoyed your trip around the Cutty Sark. It's an amazing place to go around, and such history on this one particular ship. So don't forget, if you did enjoy it, to like and subscribe. You take care now. Bye bye.